Nothing the government is doing is legal. They're violating the Constitution with everything that they do.
Beginning in October, the Army plans to station an active unit inside the United States for the first time.
But you know, Paulson said today about this plan, he said it was necessary and unprecedented, and he's wrong on both counts. It's completely unnecessary, and unfortunately there is precedent for this type of monetary policy. They tried it in Argentina.
¿Qué había pasado en la Argentina? ¿Cómo era posible que en una tierra tan rica se sufriera tanta hambre? La deuda serviría para fortalecer a sus socios argentinos. La política del endeudamiento fue gestando en la Argentina generaciones de tecnócratas y funcionarios más dispuestos a servir a bancos y corporaciones internacionales que a defender su país.
They tried it in Weimar Republic, Germany.
The newly formed Weimar Republic of Germany was subjected to a vicious process of looting and destruction. This process had 3 interconnected stages. The first was the enforced takedown of the production and productive capacity of the nation. Raw materials such as coal, zinc, and timber, as well as foodstuffs such as cattle and grain, were forcibly shipped out of the country. More significantly, the infrastructure of the country, such as its rail grid and merchant marine, were seized. A new set of conditions was imposed, this time in the form of the creation of a financial debt bubble, which quickly became unserviceable. Exports increased and imports dwindled to near nothing.
They're trying it right now in Zimbabwe. I got right here in my hand 100 billion Zimbabwe dollars. And if I spend it quickly enough, I can buy a pack of chewing gum. This is the road they're taking us down. We don't need liquidity in this country. We need savings. And the government is trying to inject the banks with all this liquidity so they can loan it out. But you can't do that. We need legitimate underconsumption to have real savings. All the government is providing us with is inflation, and we're going to get more and more of it.
I don't think there's any possibility of hyperinflation. We're not going the way of the Weimar Republic.
In order to maintain its population under these harsh conditions, the German government instituted a policy of money printing. This stimulus package, in fact, had a short-term positive effect.
Or Zimbabwe, that won't happen. But there is a real danger that we will.
Why wouldn't that happen?
Because the
German population temporarily reached full employment, and some of the effects of the physical collapse were masked.
Federal authorities and the Federal Reserve and the understanding of the economics profession is such that
the increasing debt, serviced by an increasing money supply, generated an enormous gap between the value of the German currency and its no longer extant productive output. The price of goods skyrocketed. The threefold process of feeding a ballooning financial bubble using an expanding money supply looted from a collapsed physical economy represents a single typical collapse function.
But there is a real danger that we will.
Why wouldn't that happen?
Because
under the pretext of regaining stability, fascism was unleashed.
The paper says the Army unit may be called upon to help with civil unrest and crowd control. The soldiers are learning to use so-called non-lethal weapons designed to subdue unruly or dangerous individuals and crowds.
The act of divorcing the money supply from the physical economy generates a self-feeding shock front. This shock front develops rapidly until it reaches a critical point of instability, where the rate of increase in the monetary aggregates surpasses that of the financial aggregates.
This is exactly what he wants.
What?
Chaos.
Mr. Creedy, I am holding you personally responsible for this situation.
But when I was there, it was strange. I suddenly had this feeling that everything was connected. It's like I could see the whole thing. One long chain of events that stretched all the way back. I felt like I could see everything that had happened, everything that was going to happen. A perfect pattern laid out in front of me. And I realized that we were all part of it, and all trapped by it.
So do you know what's going to happen?
No. It was a feeling. But I can guess. With so much chaos, someone will do something stupid. And when they do, things will turn nasty. And then Sutler will be forced to do the only thing he knows how to do. At which point...
At this point, unless the entire system is scrapped, a hyperinflationary blowout is inevitable.
And then...
No, it's not. I'm confident that it won't happen.
So you're saying we're smarter, Bernanke and Paulson, these guys are smarter than the central bankers of other countries? They're repeating all the same mistakes. They're no smarter. They're the ones that got us into this mess. And fundamentally, intrinsically, there's no difference between the money the Fed prints and the money the Zimbabwe government prints. It's all paper. There's nothing there.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that, but I believe that this country is a far more responsible country than Zimbabwe.
You know,
based on what evidence?
About that.
Yeah, I will tell you, Bill.
Yeah, go ahead. Of managing the financial crisis, which is real, which is serious, which does need to be managed. But I believe that this step goes way beyond what is necessary, and going beyond what is authorized in the law is a very dangerous thing to do.
So, Bill, how do these companies... Wait, Peter. Bill, how do we stop it? How do we stop people in the Fed? How do we stop people in the Treasury? The Americans have spoken out against this. We are destroying capitalism.
That's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real fruity shit now, man.
You finished?
You all right?
I guess we're not going to be leaving now, right?
I'm sorry, Newt.
You don't have to be sorry. It wasn't your fault.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.